MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. We're Scotty Ray and Candace, and so far, no technical difficulties. So we're going to give ourselves an A+.
Yes, so far.
Rumor on the block is over by your neighborhood. How long have you been married now?
2 years.
2 years. After 2 years, I'm hearing your husband can't stand the snoring. He's had to go to earplugs at night.
You know, I never thought I used to snore, but I do.
I think most people do, but
I know.
Honest to goodness, there ought to be a survey done on this. Have you ever stayed in a hotel and you could hear somebody
Through the walls?
3 doors down? How do you get any peace with someone who does that? And does the mask thing really stop that or not? I've heard it will.
Well, it does. It really does. That does stop. Because they say if you snore, you're at risk that you could have sleep
Quit
apnea.
breathing.
And yeah. So anyway, but the sleep apnea, what is CPAP thing?
Yeah.
It does help the snoring.
So who thinks they've got the loudest snorer around? Honestly, there's not enough pillows to put over your head to cover that.
I'm sure there's some people that could suck the paint off the wall.
Yeah. Now, I'm told since my surgery, I don't do it anymore, that I've done it a lot before I had surgery, and now it's not so much. But I feel for people that wake up blurry-eyed who just can't function during the day. That's called, when the kids move out, move down the hall. There's a reason.
Yeah, you always wonder why some people sleep in separate rooms. I think that's probably why.
Well, that is huge on the list.
Yeah.
Let's see. Daphne says that her boyfriend wears a mask, and if he didn't, she couldn't stay in the same house with him. There's people that it'd be like that Memorex thing of rattling the walls.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill.
What's he saying?
Compliment.
What did he say?
He said I look nice today.
Oh, she looks like a tulip.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't wear this on St. Patrick's Day.
That was my first thought when she walked in.
That would have been the good day to wear this, but I forgot I had it. And actually, I forgot it was St. Patrick's Day that day. So.
It kind of flew. Don't forget, Easter is coming up the 17th. Slight chance of rain. I was asked about that earlier this morning. We'll look at the forecast in a little bit. But there is a slight chance of showers on Easter Sunday. This is coming up tonight, Candace, if you want to remind everybody where they need to go.
Okay, Poplar Springs Baptist Church is having the ladies' night out. It's tonight, 6:30 p.m. And there's $5 admission, and it's going to be Rita's, I think it's pronounced Sweat's night.
Yeah, I'd have mispronounced her name in a heartbeat.
It could be Sweet. It could be Sweat. I think it's Sweat, but anyway. And she's going to be doing the Mary, Mother of Jesus monologue.
And we think there's refreshment. Now, we don't know if it's like the Bible school refreshments or not. You remember you used to get the little cookie in the Kool-Aid?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Now, you can purchase the tickets through the Women's Ministry Council, the church office, or you can do it at the door at the time of the event tonight at 6:30.
Yeah, maybe quicker just to do it that way.
Yeah.
But go out and check that out. Good morning from Hickory, Pat Coker.
Yes. It's Joyce Gressett, thank you. She said she liked my hair this morning. I tried a little something different.
Yeah, she said the same thing about mine.
It's getting long enough where I can put it in a ponytail. I'm excited. So anyway.
It's going to take a year to get your hair back to where it was. And you know that as
It's
well
starting to grow fast, though, so I'm hopeful.
Honestly, as a hairdresser, and I don't know what I'm fixing to ask you, is there anything that you can take or that you eat that makes your hair grow faster? Is there any scientific...
I know a lot of people say that they have hair, skin, and nail vitamins. Anything with biotin in it. Biotin's supposed to be good for your hair growth. And like prenatal vitamins, a lot of women claim that helps their hair grow, hair and nails.
It that people used to wash their hair with that they claim made it glow more or something? I used to hear that in high school. I'm like, have you lost your mind?
I don't know.
Like beer or something?
It seems like somebody,
beer
somebody said beer, but no, I don't think I'd want to be smelling like beer. Going around.
There's some that smell that way just naturally.
Got you a little, yeah.
I mean, we got drunk chickens.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
My question of the morning that I did not know.
But I think, vitamins are probably good for your hair, I'm sure. So vitamin E is good for your skin.
And I don't do that. I know a lot of people do it every day, but I don't take vitamins every day because I can't remember to take the stuff I have to begin with. Boy, add another and I'd be in a mess.
Yeah, I was taking, I was taking them a lot, when a lot of different things about the COVID stuff, the zinc and all that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Joyce said she couldn't compliment my hair, but she could compliment my shirt. So I didn't have no hair.
Goodness.
Good morning from the Moscow community. Barbara Vick is joining us. And I brought this up earlier this morning about Clark County. They have confirmed it from the National Weather Service. It was a tornado that struck there. And if you zoom in on that, this stretches over here north of Goodwater to Nancy. 105-mile-an-hour winds is what went through there. 2.9, nearly 3 miles long.
Goodness.
We were so fortunate that this didn't turn into more than it did.
Right.
Now, again, there is a chance of some severe weather next week, as Porky the Pig would say there. Coming up next week, we'll be on top of that. That would be 4 for 4 if this plays out. Still early, but we'll watch that and tell you more about what the weather's doing as we get near it next week. I got a lot of comments and inboxes on this wreck that happened near Walmart yesterday afternoon. It was at the intersection, Highway 39, but right there by Harry Mayer's.
That is a bad spot.
It is.
It's a really bad spot because I think some people try to, think they can go and they can't. And somebody's coming down the highway and end up popping.
Trying to beat the light there is not good.
No.
We see a lot of damage there. The fire and rescue were called to the scene. I think everybody's okay, but still, nonetheless, it was an accident. The ambulance had to come up on that. But that happens a lot there, so y'all be careful if you're going there. A lot of hungry folks is what we're saying.
Yes. We have an anniversary today.
Do we?
Jerry Stokes said that he and his wife, Libby, have been married for 50 years today.
It's a long time, Jerry.
Happy anniversary.
What's the secret?
It's great.
50 years. I'll have to think about how long I've been married. I couldn't tell you off the cuff.
Mine's not hard to,
But y'all just like babies.
do.
Little babies
Anyway.
there. Y'all probably ain't had your first good scrap yet.
We've had disagreements, but I mean.
Listen to this disagreement. No, I'm talking about scrap. Where you, throw stuff.
I don't. Well, no, I don't. I mean.
I can see a can.
I have thrown some stuff, not at him, but I have thrown some stuff before.
Those shoes.
I'm kind of like Will Smith, every now and then. Now, I hadn't wanted to slap him, but there's been people like you want to slap.
Calm down, girl.
But you don't.
I ain't going to make you mad.
You gather yourself and then you.
As we look at this, we had a vehicle fire yesterday. This, it wasn't long ago where we had that on the side of I-20 down there where F-150 caught fire. And these engine compartments go up quick. And we had that happen again yesterday. This time, it happened on the 1400 block of 12th Avenue. Meridian Fire Department. Boy, those boys get their exercise.
Yes.
And if you don't know, those hoses weigh more than you think they do. But they got it contained. The car, I think, was probably all messed up there, and there's going to be some insurance involved in it. But that was taken care of. That happened overnight. We had a home fire also in the Meridian area. As we go back again to visit Southern American Media, you can visit online, sammedia.network, to read all these stories. It was a structure fire, and this happened on the 900 block of Fulton Avenue. By the time the fire department arrived last night, flames were shooting out of it. Family did live there. They're all okay, but still their home damaged badly there. As we look to that. And again, you can't say, not only in the city, but all of our folks that I saw where Long Creek was asking for volunteers. They needed some more people to be a part of the volunteer fire department. If you have that extra time, donate this. It helps out people around you,
Right.
your neighbors.
It does. Couldn't do it without the volunteer fire.
No. Helps your insurance rates, too.
Right. And also, not just fires. If you have an emergency, they come and help.
If you get stuck in a window and can't get out, they'll come pull you out.
Goodness. John Talbert said, Bossy tells him, no, I don't tell my husband what to do. My husband and I get along. We get along great. I don't.
I'm sure so long as he does everything you say for him to do.
No, it's not that. It's not that type. We really do get along. We do.
Oh, sure. Yeah. We all sense the truth here. Good morning to the hero community. As we go over to Newton County, we do appreciate you watching today. Robin Miller, glad to have you there.
Yeah.
Pat Banks, all the way from Macon, Mississippi.
Diane Nestor, good morning to you. And Joy Suttle, good morning from Carthage, Mississippi. Can't talk. Bill Reinhart, he's watching like always in DeKalb.
Appreciate that. As we go to more local news, he was back on the news once again last night, making his rounds. Yes, he was.
You gave him a new look.
It's a new look. Naked man was reported overnight, this time in the 3300 block of North Hill Street, down there just past Firestone there. A lot of neighbors happened to catch a glimpse as he went by. I've gotten a lot of pictures lately, even some daylight pictures of him as he flew by, so to speak.
Yeah.
Didn't even have shoes on.
He don't wear shoes.
He didn't have shoes. No, he was just getting it there barefooted. Didn't have nothing on but a smile. He's part of that. But you can also read that again at sammedia.network. And let me show this. I mentioned this earlier. If you need something done around the house, visit our website. Right here is the Emergency Responder Business District directory. As we mentioned a moment ago about volunteer firemen, we have a lot of cops, highway patrol, sheriff's department guys that have to do things on the side to make ends meet. And we got a business directory there. If you need something done around your house, check there. Might be somebody that does exactly what you need, from stump grinding to a little carpentry work, whatever the case is. Check that out. See the directory and see if they can help you in any way.
Yeah, because most of them do have a second job. A lot of them do.
Denise said I didn't give him a new look there.
In the end.
It's kind of hard to come up with the...
It's kind of got a Tarzan look.
Yeah, that does have a Tarzan look.
Even Tarzan wears a little...
Apron?
What do you call that? I don't know.
You're more of the fashion expert.
Flap skirt. I don't know.
Tarzan. But yeah.
Sash. I don't know what it is.
Maybe a sash, so to speak, there. We'll try. I'm trying to look for new looks there.
Yeah.
Diane Esther, thank you for the compliment there on the weather. I appreciate that. We had yesterday, as we had that level 2 predicted, you could tell that Alabama was going to get the worst. But in the end, late, we did get a thunderstorm warning for Kemper County as it moved, a quick one.
Yesterday.
We did have some rain there on Highway 496. It was heavy. I got a lot of requests last night about what's going on 496 to the southeast corner of Lauderdale County, but no warnings were issued. It was just some dark clouds and some heavy downpouring there for a little while.
It popped up pretty fast.
It did. Easter egg hunts. Now, if we haven't gotten your Easter egg hunt, I can't even say egg. Help
I
me here.
can't talk either this morning, so I don't know what the deal is. Early mornings make me tongue-tied. I don't know.
If you don't have the right amount of prescribed coffee, this does happen to you. But if you've got an Easter egg hunt and we haven't talked about it, please inbox us so we can let others know, because Easter egg hunts, the older you get, you have fond memories as a child remembering of looking for those Easter eggs. The City of Meridian has theirs lined up this weekend. As we go back to the website there, they're going to have the first one on the 15th at the Velma Young Park and the second one at Highland Park on the 16th. Now, if I remember correctly, there's also going to be one at the Northeast Park also.
Okay.
They'll be there on the 16th.
Yeah, and Highland Park's going to have the Easter Bunny there at 10 a.m., so kids will love that. Do you remember Easter egg hunts, though, when you actually hunted the real eggs?
Yeah.
And you never found them all, and somebody'd hit it with a lawnmower.
Make you leave the house.
Smell really good.
I remember as a kid getting up, and that was before there was such thing as a plastic egg that you could touch it because it had just been dipped and they were still warm. You thought the Easter bunny, okay, as a kid, I thought differently.
Yeah.
They were warm. I was like, wow. Barbara Peterson, welcome. She just started listening to us, and we do appreciate that. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
A lot of different ways. If you're watching on television for the first time, you can join us at any time online. It's a backup. You can look us up at YouTube at Sam Media, SAMEDIA, or on Facebook at Scotty Ray's Weather. Either way, you can Google that in several ways and get us there, or watch it directly from the website.
That's
Easy to do there.
Comcast on TV is 248, and the antenna is
24.3.
That's right.
Look there, you're getting good at this. Don't count Candace out just yet.
That's right.
And I mention this, and I have not studied this enough, but there is so much information coming out about former Governor Phil Bryant and possibly a scandal in the state of Mississippi. They've recovered text messages between him and Favre about the money that, if you'll remember, that he had to pay back.
Right.
That $1 million that he was given. It was given out of the welfare budget. And he has returned it. Shad White, let me rephrase that, says that Brett still owes $288,000 for the investigation fees. He has not paid that. As I read this, I'm not going to read some of the headlines that I've read in here because I don't know if they're all true of what they're saying, but possibility of people in the administration were promised certain things to do things for that pharmaceutical company if this were passed. Again, I don't know that. I just glanced at it, read that. I'm going to have to really read that to know what's true and what's not true. But Mississippi Today is reporting all of this.
What was the original thing that he was supposed to do something and he got paid for it and he didn't actually?
Correct. He was supposed to do some public speaking.
Okay.
Now they have recovered text messages in between Favre and the governor saying, "Hey, I appreciate you stepping forward and taking care of this and putting the money behind it." And there's a lot. There's a lot more to it. Brett may be innocent of everything. Right. I don't know enough about it yet to make a judgment call, but it is the talk of the state, so to speak.
Yeah.
Again, the website that's got everything on it, you decide for yourself, is MississippiToday.org is where it's all at. We'll post that to where you can read further in it today, too.
Well, let's hope that it's not a bad situation.
Let's hope so. We've got more. We've got some more local things coming up in just a moment. Don't you rush off. We got more to tell you because it's a gorgeous day. We'll tell you all about it.
Yes.
Mark your calendars for the Spring Extravaganza Show coming Saturday, April 23rd, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a brand new location at the old Office Max building at Bonita Lake Circle. From boutique clothes, shoes and accessories, children's clothing, spring plants, jewelry, gift items. Come shop and have lunch with Jack's Sausage Dogs. The Spring Extravaganza Gift Show, Saturday, April the 23rd from 9 until 4 at the old Office Max building in Meridian. Call Becky at 601-480-1776. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, we'll travel.
No matter what hat you wear, if you're hurt on the job, you're gonna need me. I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Under workers' comp law, you're entitled to certain benefits. But when you're released from the doctor, someone's got to be there to make sure you get a fair settlement. While you're healing, we'll be fighting for you. We've helped thousands of our injured clients get their medical bills paid and recover lost wages. And we're ready to help do the same for you today. One call, that's all.
And welcome. We are Scotty Ray and Candace, bright and early on a Thursday. And for the first time in a while, we get to say sunshine today.
Yes, it's a pretty day today. I hope y'all get out and enjoy it. I know yesterday I was enjoying it out in my yard, putting some ferns. When I got home, I had bought some ferns earlier.
Right.
Just putting them out. And so the humidity was awful yesterday. If y'all didn't go out and, experience that. I had big hair.
Yeah, big hair. Welcome to Mississippi. You're going to have a lot of big hair over the next little bit. Let's look at the forecast of what is kind of laid out there. Today, we're looking for about 67, 68 as we look at this. Not bad. As we get further into this, tomorrow will be cooler than it is today, 63 tomorrow. So you might want, if you are thin-blooded, as they say, keep your little jacket there. As we get here to Saturday, 68, and look at Sunday. It's going to be a major difference in between 10 degrees higher on Sunday. And we're going to get back to that warmer weather next week. Now, we'll watch all of this for round 4 of severe weather. Let's jump ahead and look at Easter. As we jump to Easter Sunday, let's pull this up here. We get down to the 17th right there. About a 30% chance of showers at this point. Okay. Now, that's not big. That could go away. It could decrease, but we'll watch that. We certainly want the kids to enjoy themselves. I hope you can make it to an early sunrise service somewhere. There'll be a lot of churches doing that.
That's early, but it's always beautiful. If it's
sun
a pretty day,
up.
it's pretty to watch the sun come up while you're listening to the sermon.
There it is. I mentioned this morning. Are you familiar with Houston, Mississippi?
I've never been there, but I've heard of it. I know that's a big furniture.
Yeah. Due north of here is where you go, like you're going toward Aberdeen, Mississippi, North Mississippi State, and those areas there. There's a Dollar General there, and somebody's going to jail for life now. And the way it worked was the manager on duty had gotten up with a friend and told her when another employee was going to the bank to make the deposit. And it was supposed to be a rigged robbery. Where it went south is when the person she got to rob them shot and killed the employee. A 22-year-old man was murdered over, I don't know what their deposit bag was for that night,
Yeah.
but it wasn't worth someone losing their life over. She has been sentenced to life in jail.
It's awful.
Over money, people.
Money's the root of all evil.
Denisha, if I'm pronouncing her name right, Renee Jackson, 28, has been convicted Friday of capital murder. It was a 5-day trial that they went through this. Awful, awful.
She looks real remorseful.
Yeah, as you get down and it just goes on and on with the details of what went on with that. We hate that.
It's awful.
That stuff does happen like that. Now, I brought this up too. Have you ever been not sentenced, but you get that little notice that they send out from the courthouse, whatever county that you're watching us from, and they go, hey, on the 14th, you got to be down here for jury duty. And you think, oh my heavens, I want to do this. Then you get there, and about the first 3 people give this lame excuse, and the judge slaps them down, and you just kind of sit back and go, I'm going to be quiet over here. With this old girl, and this was in Florida, she just jumps right up and tells the judge why she cannot do it.
I wonder if he honored her statement.
I didn't get into the end of this, but it really takes guts because it's got to get back to your spouse of what you said in court.
Right.
She stands up, she goes,
Hey,
look.
how'd you get out of it?
She goes, I've got a bunch of kids. I'm married. My husband and I work all the time. And I've also got a sugar daddy on the side that I have to keep in contact with each day. A sugar daddy.
Oh, my goodness.
She admitted that in front of God and everybody in the courthouse. Can you imagine the text messages that went out on that? Because they all knew her.
Or the laughs that she got when she said it. I'm sure there was some talk going on in the background.
I mean, that is just like, there's a word that I won't use for that. Everybody knows what she's doing on the side now.
Goodness.
Kind of shocked me now there.
Yeah.
We did see, and I also brought this up, so if you've watched the earlier show, what I talked about around the state of Mississippi, Kenesha, Wisconsin, is where you remember all that went down. They have their very first elected official that is a GOP member now. As the tides start to turn in all parts of America. This is one of the first signs, because, they said it's okay to go burn buildings. It's a new sheriff in town, so to speak, as we see the very first one elected there. We'll see if that sticks.
Yeah.
We'll watch that closely.
I'm thinking it's going to be a tidal wave
Right.
pretty soon. Happen.
Laura Lisa, that wasn't too sharp of a woman there. As we look at this was, how do things like this happen? And I brought this up earlier. I cannot think of the official. It's an older woman that was a congressman. Congresswoman, I guess. I said that wrong, didn't I? I don't want to get on anybody's, be on the political, but who her driver of like 15 years was a Chinese spy. Do y'all remember that? Jill Feinstein, am I right on that? Feinstein?
Oh, I don't know.
If I remember back, this was a few years ago that was uncovered. We find out today that part of the detail, the Secret Service follows Jill around everywhere she goes from 16th Avenue.
Biden.
What did I call her?
Well, Feinstein, a while ago, is what you said.
Right, but
you
we're
said
not.
Jill Feinstein. So I just
I combined the two?
Yeah, I didn't want it to be confused.
Correct. Yeah, I'm glad you did it.
Yeah.
Jill, who hangs out with, she's Jill Biden.
Yeah.
But security agents have been infiltrated by 2 fake Homeland Security officers. They've been giving them their wives' favor. They've given them apartments to stay in free, and they offered them guns. They were fake. This is Secret Service. A huge investigation is underway in Washington to get to the bottom of this and how it happened. Wow.
That's scary.
Now, y'all think what can really happen out there if you're not watching your P's and Q's in the government. That's not good. It doesn't matter whether you voted for them or not. That's not a good thing for our country if somebody can get that close to the Oval Office.
Oh, yeah. It's scary.
And I'm sure that there'll be things about this we will never know.
There's a lot of things that we will never know, probably. But I do think this will happen if in 2024 the Republicans do take over. I feel like all this January 6th talk, all this stuff, it's either going to disappear.
Very well.
It'll probably be hard to dig up any information because the Republicans are really going to want to know the truth about what happened, and I think they're going to try to dig and find out to try to, clear the air, so to speak.
Now there's another storm brewing, and each day we find out a little bit more about this as the media it was covered up. There's no other way to word this. This Hunter Biden scandal, the computer that really existed where they were going, well, we don't believe that. It was true. It was real. Joe Biden's brother is being drug into this. This is one of the headlines this morning of Chinese payments in this scandal. 150 transactions were made between his brother and some form of Chinese.
I'm telling you, it's the most corrupt mess going on right now. It's been going on. But, I truly believe that all this was, I believe it was set up.
All right.
Like from the get-go. I think that they knew about it. I think the laptop thing, everybody knew that it was true from the beginning. Only one side was talking about it because the other side wanted to act like it didn't exist or it was a fake or whatever. But I believe that they've used it or they've put it behind or put it aside, so to speak, to use it later.
Matt, remember the guy that was in so much trouble? They were trying to paint the Republican guy, that Matt
Gates.
Mm-hmm. They couldn't tell during an investigation, the committee, where the computer was at the time. He asked, where is it? And the guy couldn't answer it. Bad. All right, as we get deeper into this today, the whistleblower, remember that guy?
Yeah.
He has admitted that he made a copy of about 80,000 pictures from the computer and has 450 gigabytes of information, and he has fled the United States. If you remember, he lost his business.
Right.
And he has left the United States, he says, a fear for his life.
Yeah, he's fled to Switzerland, which and I guess in hopes that it's going to protect him. But somebody this morning on one of the news stations was saying that I wouldn't be so sure that he's protected there. It's really it's a bad situation. It's a major embarrassment, though. If you see these pictures of his son, of Biden's son, it's just an embarrassment all the way around. And if he was connected in any way, our president, if he was
the big guy,
the big guy or whoever he might be, I don't know. But they were asking this morning, did they think that if Hunter was indicted, that if anyone else was involved, if the president happened to be involved, that would he be? And they said probably not, but that he could be. Possibly they could go for an impeachment if he was.
The impeachment has been the plan all along.
And if he was impeached, then he could be prosecuted.
Most likely, I think before this is all said and done, he'll step down and they'll say, oh, it's due to his health. That will probably come about before the term is up. At least that's the way I see it. Y'all may see it differently. And that is just merely my opinion. There's nothing to back that up, but I sure feel pretty strong about that.
Yeah.
As JT said, no one gets to be a multimillionaire in the government on their salaries. That's true. You don't. Government jobs just don't pay a whole lot there. So something to think on. That's in the headlines today. How do you feel about this? They become, we see it from accidents, surveying damage, of drones that go up, and they take views. It's beautiful to see things from the air.
Yeah.
But not Amazon, but Google is going to be the first to start the home delivery of products. Dallas, Texas is going to be the first place of having your product delivered to your front door by a drone. You for it, against it? What's your thoughts?
I just think it's weird to me. I just think that's just odd.
But there's several pluses to this that you've also got to think. Think of the fuel that it's going to cut back on, or the amount of delivery and how much faster you'll get what you ordered. Because, it gets put on the back of a truck if it gets misplaced. They'll put the coordinates of your home, hit a button, and that's all that will be on that drone, right to your house and back. Technology,
I don't
my
understand
friend.
how they're going to do that. When I think of drone, I think of this small little thing.
Oh,
what if you have a big product that's heavy? It's going to go through the air. It's going to go through all this.
Yeah, Dylan was here.
Bad weather. What if you don't get your? Is it going to take longer?
No, it'd be just like an airplane. You wouldn't fly during certain weather.
Yeah.
But as my son Dylan Ray does all this research with drones, and he does that, measures snow. He finds out how much it rains, what it's going to do to the ground, surveys. But you don't have to have a camera. He brought one home just to show me all this, and he typed into a computer coordinates and flew a drone from our house over to our neighbor's house, and it sat outside their window and just sat there. And then
that's scary.
He typed in how long he wanted it to sit there, and then it flies back and lands in the exact spot that it took from.
We could have drones outside of our windows.
It could be.
We could have drones following us, and we don't even know it. How about that?
But technology is really shaping America is about
Yeah.
what we're doing here. Years ago, there's no way that we could have done broadcast the way that we do it from our own studio that we have. Technology has just really shaped and changed the world, and we can give it to you right as it happens.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Rosemary Hill said it'll put people out of a job.
Very well could.
And it would. And that is the downfall of technology to me. I think a lot of things, I think technology, the advancement of technology is a good thing in one sense. But then in senses like this, where it does put other people out of a job, some people.
It does.
Delivery people and stuff like that.
And in some instances, you go, well, okay, if you own that business, think about the people that won't work anymore.
Like all this self-checkout at Walmart and different stores, not just Walmart. They've self-checkout in other stores. Some people love it.
But it does
I
put
don't-
somebody out of a job.
Right. I mean, it's going to put a lot of people out of jobs. I don't know.
Here's something that will not shock most everybody in the public that is watching this. They did a survey in New York City. Now, you got to remember how New York had really, under Giuliani, had shaped up to be kind of the vacation destination of America. Everybody talked about it, wanted to go to Broadway, see the Rockettes, and see all this there. The Statue of Liberty, not so much anymore. They did a survey, and overwhelmingly 59%, get this now, 59% of New Yorkers that they surveyed said they would be better off if they were to move because, guess what? Crime. They're scared of it. It is escalated beyond. Now, do you think Joe that's sitting in Mississippi or Alabama right now thinks, hey, let's take the family up there now?
Yeah.
I can't protect myself. You get on a subway, you'll be attacked. Something has to change, and we're looking for that in the midterms.
Have you heard, speaking of crime and stuff, have you heard about what the governor of Texas is doing?
Oh, yeah, I saw that this morning.
Yeah, because they don't want these people who are fleeing through the border over there that could be criminals and stuff like that coming into their cities. And they are shipping these people to Washington, D.C. via like charter buses that they have put in place. So...
Yeah, you come to ours and dump them off. We're sending them right on to Washington.
Washington, D.C.
Yeah, that's pretty clever. I'm glad they're doing that.
Yeah.
So,
There was talk of Florida
doing that?
possibly doing that. At
I
one
could see
time,
DeSantis doing that.
Yeah.
He's starting to be like the rock star across America.
That's
We'll
right.
see how he does in about 2 years from now. It won't be long. Come January, you'll start hearing who's running for what. That's right around the
Don't
corner.
mess with Texas.
That's right. I agree with that.
In Florida, too, obviously. Yeah.
Look, if you're looking for a home, visit with our friends at Snowden & Company, one of the best around in our neighborhood. I've known this girl all of her life. She's as sweet as she can be. And so many people trust her. They put their faith in her. She handles all that paperwork. And if you've ever bought or sold a home, there is so much paperwork involved. They'll go through it, explain exactly what all that stuff is, page by page, of what you need to be concerned with and take care of you. Rachel and Alan were one of the buyers there. Find your dream home, or if you're selling your home, here's a new one that's listed here. SnowdenRealEstate.com is a place to visit. They'll be open to 5 today and through Friday. Saturday, they're going to be closed only by appointment. You can make an appointment to go look at homes. It's closed on Sunday. Different homes that you'll find there. Beautiful ones. If you're looking for it, tell them what you want. Maybe it's not on the market now, but as soon as it becomes available, they'll call you and let you know about it. From single wides to double wides to just land. If you want to build, they can help you out there. Snowden Real Estate, see them. They'll help you out there. So many people use them because why? They trust them. They're great at what they do. See Amanda. She kind of heads it up. Here's her team. You'll find them at 453-3937. Visit with them today. They'll help you out in so many different ways.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
As the days get warmer, the grass starts growing. Drop in and visit with Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Sicalina, where they've got a complete line of the #1 lawnmower in America, Skag. Whether you're a homeowner or a lawn care service, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower just for you. Plus, they carry Exmark tractors and any part that you may need for your existing tractor or lawnmower. Drop in and see Cole or Buttermilk today. Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, 601-626-8759.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace on this Thursday, already 8:34.
I know it.
Time is a flying.
It is flying by. I can't believe that.
We're going to be aged another year before we know what's happened. Let's go back and take a look at history. I can remember these songs that really stuck out. What was the number of this guy was born in 1932 on this date. And the very first time that I heard him, and then I got to hearing more things by him. Where'd you come from? Country Bumpkin. Anybody remember all of that? Back in 1932, Cal Smith was born on this day. He also brought you Roses for Mama and a lot of others, like The Lord Knows I'm Drinking, and You Don't Need Your Loudmouth Informing the Town. Plain Spoken, what a great song all that was. And he done the original version of I Just Came Home to Count the Memories that John Anderson would take and make a huge mega hit out of. I think we all watched MASH at some point in our life, and it may have been the fact that there were only 3 channels when we were all younger, and you had to watch what was out there. But MASH was a pretty big hit. Wayne Rogers, anybody remember him? He was born on this day back in 33.
I watched him on here, but did you ever see him on anything else besides MASH?
You know, I can't
I'm
ever
sitting here
remember.
trying to
I'm
think
sure
of something else maybe
that he was,
on.
but you're right. It just doesn't click with me if he had one there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 1947, and this really wasn't that long ago, but it was 1947 that we would lose the guy that really started what you do every day. You use it every day of your life. Here it was. Henry Ford passed away on this date in 47.
Goodness. 74, 75 years
Okay,
ago.
you make it sound worse than it is. but just saying the year doesn't, that's really, we're not that far from it being 100 years, is it?
I know.
But he really shaped the automobile industry. And if you ever want to watch something that you go, oh my gosh, I didn't know that, watch that Men Who Built America. And it goes through all of this and the fights that went on of them forming the unions, of having good working conditions. Pinkertons, you ever heard that name? They were involved in this. It got to be really messy. That all did happen. That's part of history. Learn it. Now, I'm not so sure. I don't know any friends of mine, any men anyway, that wear purple pants.
Yeah.
I sometimes tend to not trust men who wear purple pants. And you think, what am I talking about? Well, let me just show you. Yeah, John Oates was born on the state from Hall & Oates.
I used to listen to them.
I couldn't name one song that bunch done. Maybe it was the purple pants even back then that I couldn't listen to.
You remember that song, Your Kiss?
Your Kisses on My Lips.
Yeah, they sung that.
They did? I didn't know that. Was that really, let's look at this picture again. Was this the Miami Vice era?
I guess so. He had kind of a Cheech mustache.
Yeah. But
Mustache.
I am right that during that Miami Vice era, that whatever their names were, gosh, I'm blank. They wore the wild, loud clothing.
Don Johnson. And,
yeah, what was his character's name on the show?
I can't remember.
I should know
But
that.
yeah.
But they
The
brought about that
blazers.
style.
Yeah. Those blazers were in style, with the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
I had one of those.
Man Eater. Did they sing that?
Yeah.
Okay, now I got that in my head. I didn't know they sang that.
Yeah.
I've heard it in elevators a lot. He's a man. She's a man eater.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. One of my heroes was born on this date. He would go on to sing Marie Laveau down in Louisiana where the black trees grow. Anybody know that?
Yeah.
Or I'm 500 miles away from home. Detroit City. Do y'all remember these hits? Bobby Bear was born on this date. And boy, if you're away from home and you listen to 500 miles away from home, that'll make you homesick as they come. Hard to beat Marie Laveau. And then we got on into the Jogger and the Winner. He had a lot more hits, but Bobby Bear, one of the best there ever was.
Goodness.
You're Gone? Was that You're Gone? I don't remember that song. Denise brought that up. Hall & Oates, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe so.
I don't know that one.
If I heard it, I probably would recognize it, but by the name of it, I don't.
I have to give kudos where kudos are due, and I think this guy's a pretty good actor. He sort of took the place of when Bruce Lee passed away. He stepped up and became, and he's a great comedian.
He's funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jackie Chan, born on this date at Shanghai Noon. That was funny. Rush Hour, also funny.
Yeah.
So if you want to see some good, and there's more that he was in, but that's two of the most funniest that I remember.
Chris Tucker's funny.
He is.
He is a funny guy.
Not politically correct, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Also, this guy, he's an incredible actor. 1964, who remembers this guy? Russell Crowe was born. And if you have never watched this movie that's here in this right-hand corner, I give it, if I was Siegfried, who's those two guys that done the movie reviews?
Siegfried and Roy.
No,
that's the Tiger Man.
I put that in your head.
Yeah, why'd you say that? Siegfried. Yeah, I don't think they were doing the analyzing the movies. Don't think
What's
so.
those two? Because we talked about them one day.
Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah. It honestly does not get any better than that movie. Gladiator was great too, but Cinderella Man, you want to talk about values of the American family?
I've never seen Cinderella Man.
Holy cow. Because when I heard that title, I thought, Cinderella Man, I am not going to like that. Until I walked by and it caught my attention, and I backed up and I sat down and I never got back up. It is that good. You want to talk about American values and family? It's all there in one thing.
I need to watch that.
1970. I was 1 year old at that time. I didn't see the movie. I didn't know it. But it would be his first and his only Oscar that he would win. And I would have thought that he had just caboodles lining his shelf at home. But that's not the case. It was 1970 that John Wayne would win his only Oscar from True Grit. Good show.
Yeah, you would think as popular as he was, he would have had more than one.
Now, I know they remade True Grit. Did anybody watch that? Was it as good as the original? There's certain things that I think,
I'm sure if my daddy was still alive, he'd say he knew what it was, but he was a big Western watcher.
and I got to give kudos when we go back to talk about Russell Crowe. That 310 to Yuma, if you want a good modern Western.
Yeah, the newer.
It was
remake.
better than the original.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
310 to Yuma, y'all watch that.
I actually bought that for my dad when it first came out. Yeah, because he loved Westerns, and I figured he might like it. He did. So.
Did you watch it?
I didn't. But I'm not a Western watcher. So
you ain't got to be a Western watcher to understand that one. It was, when he told that old guy, even bad men love their mamas, and he took him out, I agreed with him.
I would probably, I would watch it now. Now, my husband likes to watch Westerns and stuff, but
she hides the remote where you can't get to it. I can't tell you that, really and truly, if I ever in my life, this Gilmore Girls thing, it's like, I want to run from the house. But Angie hides remotes, and then I give up looking for it, and I think, I'll just go to bed. It ain't worth it.
Yeah. Well.
What was the number?
I don't hide the remotes if I don't want to.
I think that's what she does.
No.
1970, what was the number one song? I'm not a big fan of theirs, but even I know this, and it was huge. And to this day, you can't help but hum along with it. Let It Be.
Yeah, that's a good song. It is. Let It Be.
And I have to admit, I've never listened to the words and really know what it's about, but Let It Be. Maybe they were talking about arguments. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back one day and pay closer attention to that. A record was broken on this day in 1990. And this particular song, I wouldn't have seen it as the song that broke the record. Waylon Jennings, which is like a living, well, he's not anymore, but he was a legend by far in country music. First guy that ever sold 6 million albums in country music. That was like, Nashville can do that? Well, they did. 1976, him and Willie set the record for having a number one for 4 weeks in a row. It would take until 1990 until Randy Travis comes along with this song. And still, I don't see this being the song that broke so many records. But Hard Rock Bottom of Your Heart broke the record of Waylon and Willie.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I would have thought it would have been The Other Hand or a song like that. Operator.
Three rugged crosses.
3 wooden crosses.
Wooden crosses.
Say it again how you were going to say that.
Three rugged. I said 3 rugged crosses, but 3 wooden crosses is what it is, Lauren.
Oh. But Waylon and Willie, Mama. But that's interesting that he broke a record that Waylon and Willie did. Huh. Well, as we look at this, we also lost someone, and it would drive this man to fight against drugs like you had never seen. It disturbed him. You first knew him as the Bunkers. He would later become part of your household as they've done a show about Mississippi. Who remembers In the Heat of the Night? His son, Carroll O'Connor's son, passed away on this date back in 1995. Hugh Edward O'Connor, that was his son. He died of a drug overdose. And Carroll O'Connor would make it his life's ambition until he passed away to try to help those that were hooked on crime and have harder punishment for those that sold drugs. Loved his son and lost it. He was 32 years old.
Yeah. And he really was an advocate about,
Sure
getting rid
was.
of drugs.
We finally got the name there. Sonny Crockett. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he was Don Johnson's sidekick or
No,
whatever.
Sonny was Don's name, and I can't think of what his.
It was Sonny Crockett.
Right.
Okay. I thought it said and. I didn't look at that.
It seemed like it was a one name for the other guy.
Yeah.
It'll come to me later. All right. We also lost one other person on this date as we look back in history. Who remembers the TV show F Troop? Or maybe you watched that movie called, what was it? Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Teen Wolf.
With Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. Now this guy was in a lot of other shows. He appeared, but he passed away. His name was James Hampton. When I saw the name, it didn't ring a bell with me until I saw his picture, and I go, oh, yeah. He was on every sitcom that ever happened. I'm sure he was all over Love Boat, and we just don't remember it.
Probably so, yeah.
Tubbs. That's it. J.T. Rigdon, Tubbs. And
You
Bill
know, I
knew
was
it.
going to say Stubbs. I don't know. I started to say, was it Stubbs?
Oh.
No, it was Stubbs.
Well, that's a look back in history of a few things that went on this. Maybe you remember a few things that happened. Hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So taking us back down there, let's talk about over at Maple's One Stop Shop. Promise you, if you don't go in and smell cleaning solutions and nice, smelly, lemony smell, something's wrong because they keep it clean. And if you want a lunch or a breakfast, they've got it for you. Over at Chevron at the St. Paul Street, they've got the breakfast going right now, and they're getting ready for lunch. They'll have that for you today as you look at this. They've also got it out at Causeyville. And as we look at the menu today, day is what, Thursday?
It is. They're going to have pulled pork, barbecued chicken, potato salad, mac and cheese, baked beans, turnip or collard greens, green beans, and you have a choice of roll or cornbread. And I'm sure they probably have some sweet tea.
Yeah, they do. Meat and 2 sides, and that sweet tea all for only $8.99. You can't get that anywhere. See them there at Maple's One Stop Shop. All across town, the coffee program still goes on, and of course, cold drinks, candy bars, anything that you're looking for, and pizza offered out at the country store, and also Pine Springs there. You can get yourself some ice cream on a hot day or a cold drink. Whatever it is, 6 locations around town: Bonita, Pine Springs, Causeyville, and also Lance Chance Tobacco, Broadmoor, and 31st Avenue, the St. Paul store. See them. Maple's One Stop Shop. They'll certainly take care of you. See them today.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need, with a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install, or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Scott says he also remembers him playing a small part there in Gunsmoke also, as we look back on that. I saw a clip this morning. I was putting the news together, and you know, you just glance up, and I saw an episode of The Love Boat playing that had Charlie's Angels on it.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
even know that what were they trying to solve, a crime on the Love Boat?
Oh, I don't know. Goodness gracious. I don't know. I didn't know they were on there. But yeah, but I watch The Love Boat all the time. And what about Fantasy Island? Did you ever watch that?
Oh, yeah, the
With
plane.
Tattoo.
The plane.
The little guy tattoo.
That was a good one. No matter what your dream was, you could have it made.
Yep.
Too bad there's not a place that actually exists like that.
I know.
Made it look real, didn't they?
They did.
Tony Keller, good morning. Glad to have you here. Also, let's see, Connie John said she loved the remake of 310 to Yuma.
I need to watch it. I would probably like the newer version. I'll watch Westerns with Kurt every now and then if he's got one on. And sometimes I get interested in it, but I don't know. What is that new one that's like kind of off from the Yellowstone? What is that?
Talking about the
year.
1883.
Yeah, it's kind of Westerny. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a Western, pretty much.
But as far as, you know, you can really count on your hand of great Westerns that there ever was.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, Hang 'em High. A lot of Clints are in there. Then you get into Silverado, a great one. 310 to Yuma. But there's really, you know, when you step back, there's not that many that just comes to your top of mind that were the best. Josie Wells, probably the absolute best Western that was ever
Right.
made.
Yeah, no, you can't beat the Mayberry and Andy Griffith.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's always a good go-to.
I'm not going to show this video because it's disturbing. But we go to, as we talked about places a while ago, New York. This took place in Harlem on Thursday night, and the police have released the video, but it is tough, hard to watch. A person was getting in a car, and they were attacked by somebody with a brick. It is rough to look at. And you wonder why so many people are worried about the United States. This is a prime example of that. Thank goodness we've never had anything like that in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
But it does happen in the streets of America as we look at this. 60 years old, beat with a brick. That goes to show you that it's not only gun violence, it's not guns that hurts people, it's bricks that hurt people also.
Yeah.
It's
the evil
object,
people that hurt people. I mean,
objects don't hurt people. It takes a human to do this. Bricks don't fly around and guns don't shoot by themselves.
That's right.
It'll never happen. We all know
if
that.
the people would, a lot of times, people who have committed crimes this bad, a lot of them have a rap sheet.
Absolutely.
You know, and so that tells you right there that they've been let go and just give a little slap on the hand and put out to do it again. So if they would have harsher punishments, I think it would eliminate some of this stuff.
It would.
Anyway.
We go to a big headline news today. Well, it's coming out that maybe a divorce is in the works. Joe Exotic. His former husband says he's ready for the divorce also, but he will only sign the paperwork for the divorce if he never has to see Joe again. And then Joe can marry his cellmate.
Yeah, the one that he's the new love between the bars.
You really can't make this stuff up, folks. It's out there. Yeah, boy, the things that get our attention.
I wonder
Joe.
what Joe looks like now, because you know his hair was bleached before.
Yeah, do
I'm
they
sure
let
he
you-
hadn't been getting hair done in the prison.
They don't let you do that, do they?
I wouldn't imagine, but you know,
I'm sure
I
that
don't think they
there's.
have a beauty shop up in the.
I don't know how often they do the updates, but prison pictures, I guess you could go look it out there. Ohio is soon to adopt the same laws that Florida put in place over the don't teach this stuff in school law. I'm not going to call it what the rest of them do because that's not what it is. But it's just not teaching sexual orientation to kids 5th grade and younger. Ohio looks like they will adopt that law also.
And even 5th grade to me, 5th and 6th grade
Yeah.
is too young. But yeah, they're not allowed to mention any of that.
A Wisconsin surgeon has been found dead on a hiking trail. She's been missing for about a week or so now, and they have found her by a 90-foot drop. Her family had heard from her a week ago. 26 years old, surgeon. How horrible is that to find out? That's one of the big headlines this morning as we look around. Let's see what else we've got going on here. This is what concerns me. You take the Will Smith thing of where he walks up on stage because he didn't like what he said. Now we go to a basketball game that was going on in Georgia. We know this. You're at a Little League game and somebody makes you mad and you yell, but the basketball referee is on the court calling the game. Friends and family didn't like his call. What did they do? They took to the court and beat the referee.
That's
He
crazy.
had to have 30 stitches when it was all done. It's going to make it to where you have to put cages around courts until something is done.
Yeah.
You have to have a hard line drawn. If you do this, you get in trouble, and there are consequences for what you do. We live in America now where there are no consequences. Attacking a referee.
Well, we all knew that when, you know, nothing was really majorly done about that incident at the awards show the other night.
They kicked this
We
man
knew
in
that
the
was going to
head.
open the gates to something
over and
else
over. I'm
happening.
glancing at this. They just beat
That's
and beat.
awful.
As you see this in the background.
It was the players too. Though,
Yeah,
right?
the players and the parents went to the thing. Look at him just beating him. You feel for that. And, of course, that comes from Daily Mail. They put that out this morning.
Ridiculous.
It happened. It's one of the headlines
And
across
look, they
America.
go right on out on the court
nothing happened.
playing. You know, they don't give like any
Two
kind
s-
of a red flag or sit your tail down. You ain't playing anymore.
He was rushed to the hospital. 30 stitches. I'm just,
horrible.
I don't know what the word that I'm looking for is. As I ponder here talking to you live, maybe appalled at this.
Yeah.
Something has to happen. You can't let that just because you don't like it do that. This is America. We are not a third world country. And if we don't stop
Right.
things, we are going to turn into that country. That's what we're thinking. That's what we want to happen.
Stay close. We don't want you to run off. We've got more coming up here this morning as we continue. Good morning. The back porch of Meridian, located on Highway 19 North, invites you by to take a look at their custom-made woodworking. From wooden tables, chairs, swings, and day beds. Take a step inside and visit the local meat section, where you'll find ground beef, pork chops, and even local milk from Beeson Farms. And if you need a utility trailer, they offer single, tandem, car haulers, enclosed trailers. You name it, they have it. Ask about financing. It's all at the back porch of Meridian, 5570 Highway 19 North.
I'm Rick from Meridian. My life changed forever on my way home from work one Friday night, but I was able to focus on getting healthy because I had Richard Schwartz fighting for me every day. He got me the money I needed to get my life back on track.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Welcome back as we talk about our friend, Chet. You'll find him over right there in Center Hill. When it comes time to get your car repaired, there's going to be a time and point in your life where an accident happened. And that's just what it is, an accident. That's where Chet and his friendly gang are there to help you out there. They stand behind what they do. They stand behind their work. It's one of the best that you'll find there. Find out why so many people use them. You've never visited them? Drop by. Do a handshake. Easy to do there. They can repair any type damage you've had, from sideways, T-bone wrecks, to getting just a little bit of damage on the front, whether it's a little minor scratch or something more serious. They can place it back to the way it was before. They'll process all this insurance work for you, send it to the paint booth there. That keeps out all the stuff out of your paint to make it look and color match it to the way it was. This is their office. See them today. It's a free quote. Won't cost you anything to drop by and visit with them. 737-2961 insurance claims. They'll help you get your rental car all straightened out and get you back onto the road the way it was. As that. And we talk about the folks that advertise with us. They're good people. They're a part of our community. They stand behind their products, and I know 99% of them on a personal level, known them for probably 30 plus years. Good folks. And speaking of, this afternoon, the grand opening of the back porch is going to happen at 2 p.m. If you can make it by for that, they'd love to see you there also. That's right. Let's see, we're coming up, we got a few minutes left before the top of the hour. John says Mama's belt wasn't used enough across America. You have to kind of agree with that. Yeah. Would you ever dig in a dumpster? Or have you ever dug in a dumpster?
I have not dug in a dumpster.
I think I have for deer stand stuff. You think, wow, they go great. I can't help it. I'll drag it.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I've seen people find some neat things sitting out, where people say, oh, I don't want this mirror, or I don't want this table, or whatever. I've heard of people, getting those things and redoing them and stuff. I've seen that.
I guess the classier the neighborhood, the better the stuff is. There's a lady in the news this morning from Aubrey, Texas. And she says she spends every day digging in the dumpsters. She's furnished her whole home, hadn't cost anything. In the past 2 years, she's made $40,000 a year reselling what she's found. I threw something away Saturday somebody got as soon as it come out of the truck of the tailgate. It was fixable. I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who do that. They just take it off because they want to mess with it, I have, sat stuff out there and, labeled it. Nothing wrong. Just don't want or something, But anyway.
You know who Mark Wahlberg is? You know who I'm talking about?
He was on the, he was one of the new kids on the, was he one of the new kids on the block? One of those Wahlberg boys were.
Mark was in Shooter. And I'm sure your husband's watched that.
Probably so.
I'm scared to ask her if she's watched it because it's one of those.
I don't think I have.
It's a classic. Yeah. You should watch it. It's very good how you can be framed by the government for something that you didn't do. His house is up for sale. If you've got $8 million, I want y'all to look at this.
Good grief.
I didn't know things like this existed.
That must be nice.
That is some kind of home.
Got your own golf course, your own basketball court, and I guess that could be a tennis court.
Yeah, if you wanted to. $8.9 million will get you that home there. It's gorgeous. Here's the front view of that. That's where he lives.
Now, is he the one? Which one is married to Jenny McCarthy?
I have no clue.
The blonde.
I don't know nothing about their wives.
Yeah.
There's a whole family of them. The Wahlbergs. They used to have a TV show, the Wahlbergs or something like that.
Yeah. They own some kind of a cheeseburger chain or something, restaurant. I don't know.
Huh. Missed out on that.
Wahlburgers, I think, is the name of the thing.
Okay, check it out. We're coming to the end of our time this morning. We want to say thank y'all so much for being a part of this.
Yes.
It's because of you that we make it each and every day. We can't do it without you.
Yes, and thank you so much for the comments and all of you that watch every day. You're so dedicated, and we, like Scotty said, we really do appreciate you.
Let us know about your Easter egg hunts and public service announcements. We'll see you back tomorrow morning.
8 a.m.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: